Hello, my name is FRANCESFOX, and I am your favorite psychic spy who does not know how to put on lipstick. Anyway, you can see how much time I spend pulling myself together to do this. Zero time, because I'm always so excited to give you information, which is my mission in my life. I have been called your favorite psychic spy, and I hope that's the case. This is going to be the first time I do astrology in English in 10 and 15 years. Okay, this is the week of the 31st of October to the 6th of November 2022, and it's going to be a week of a lot of chaos in the other dimensions. And I put as the title Your Horoscope and Astrology. And in doing that, I understood why my horoscopes are sometimes very different from other astrologers. I'm not an astrologer, but astrology comes from the word astral, which are astral dimensions, which are the emotional dimensions where there's a lot of chaos today. And that's where the energy of the planets end up entering your system. So to read the energy body that receives the planetary energies is really very efficient, which is what I've been doing, and not quite sure why I was doing it. I just felt the need, and we have certainly helped a lot of people. But let's get to this week of the day of Halloween until the 6th of November. There is an awful lot of red, which is anger, energy in the other dimensions, more than there is black astral particles, which means there's more anger than there is depression. If you're depressed, you don't have a lot of vitality for fighting. If you have a lot of the red, you have the vitality for fighting because that's the gasoline for violence. So there's going to be a tendency for violence, whether it's political, whether it's between people, road rage, or it's your mate telling you that they're not going to take it anymore. That's it. It's over. I'm not taking this anymore. You need to know that there's an awful lot of the element of fire, and that's not so easy to deal with. So, knowing that, you should try our technique called, excuse me, I need a makeup artist, called the glacier technique, which is where you accept that the elements are in the other dimensions, that images can bring you the energy of an element from the other dimension and change you on the physical dimension. Therefore, if your family, your boss, or your country is too angry, you can visualize that you place them underneath a cascade of freezing water from a glacier. And it literally will reduce their fire. It's called the glacier technique, and it's from the Mantrist movement, and it works. Hundreds of testimonials. You can put a glacier on top of the head of your son that's screaming bloody murder, and you don't know how to quiet him down. He's only doing that because there's too much fire element in the air. And if he doesn't do that, he's going to go into a deep depression. So just imagine this glacier on top of his head, or grab him mentally, go with him underneath the cascade of freezing water, and note in your head what percentage better he gets within 60 seconds. Okay, I'm glad I'm doing this in English, which is my language. We'll deal with the makeup artist later because this is much more important. Let's start with your horoscopes, your astrology for Aries. Aries. Everything is really very simple. You're happy or you're not happy. That's actually the way you think. You're not happy, but you haven't been happy for a long time. What have you done about it? Well, not really that much, have you? Thought about it. You're going to do this, you're going to do that. Oh, wow, yeah. But you haven't actually worked it out on the physical dimension in terms of movement, in terms of vitality, in terms of the fire, to where you actually do something. This week, I suggest you formulate a plan of what you're going to do and you actually determine to do it, because I think what I'm seeing in my head is you're in the middle of a road and you're throwing your little tantrum to yourself, and coming down the road is a fire truck. But the fire truck is not coming down the road to put out your fire. It's coming down the road to put out a fire over there, but you're in the way, and the fire truck is going to mow you down. So I think you need to get out of the way. You have to have a plan. Okay, please do that. Let's go on to the next sign, which is Taurus, the earth element. Taurus, I see you in a sea of water, which means emotions. The element of water is emotions. You are on a log, but it's a square log, and you've got a paddle, and you're paddling towards the land. Now, why you're not on a boat? You're not. You're in a square log, which kind of means you had to improvise, but you are going towards land, which is where humans beings should be. You can't stay in the water, which means staying in the emotions. You're actually doing something and moving towards the process of getting out of the water, which is good because you should have done this months ago. And I actually see you getting on the beach and you're shaking yourself off. I don't know why I see Pocahontas, but I say what I see because that's my training. And eventually it all works out. And then it was like, oh, that makes sense now. When it doesn't in the moment, it certainly doesn't in the moment now. Makes sense that you would be like Pocahontas and you're getting out, and on the beach are people having a picnic. And you're like, okay. And they invite you to the picnic. But then wasn't that what happened with when they came over? The Europeans to the United States and the Indians were there, and then they invited the Indians for a meal, which we call Thanksgiving. Except I think that story doesn't make a lot of sense because I suspect the Indians had a lot more to give them than they did. So you're there and you're kind of like confused, but they are having a picnic. And it's not that you need the food, but you go, okay, and you sit down with them. You need to interpret this. It's beyond weird. Send me an email when you finish telling me how this particular scenario plays out in your life, Taurus, because it's really interesting. Okay, Gemini, air sign. I see you playing like checkers with yourself. And you move this over here, but then this over here, and then you put it back and you do that over there, and you're playing this all out in your head. Of course, you're an air sign, you're a mind sign. You think, you think, you think, I think you need to do something. And that's the whole point. And then I see you standing up and throwing the chess game on the ground and grabbing your keys, getting into the car, and then showing up at somebody's house and demanding something. These are very weird horoscopes. I don't usually do this in Spanish. So I don't know what this, but whatever. This is what I get for you, Gemini. Apparently, you're so frustrated you can actually do something, which is good. So I'm going to leave it at that. We're going to go on to the next one, which is Cancer, which is a water sign. Cancer, I see this spiraling around you, but it is not spiraling in the correct direction for your crown chakra, which would be spiraling in the direction clockwise. It's in the opposite direction. So maybe you are having a lack of faith, and maybe you need to do the Om sound, which will get that chakra to rotate clockwise, which is how it's supposed to rotate. Um, you're kind of dizzy, but that's because that chakra is not rotating correctly. So I would take out the time to do the Om all day long. And of course, we have the music for that. It's a music video, and it is up on our YouTube in English site. And you can listen to it, and it will help the crown chakra to be moving in the correct direction, which apparently is what you need, which is kind of neat. It's not like you have to sell your house and get rid of your mate and move to another town. You need to get your crown chakra moving in the correct direction. And apparently, there will be a stabilization of everything in your life. It has to do with not having faith. I think you've had a very rough time. So I would do the Om, and the mantra that you can do, which you insert as a telegram into your crown chakra, is even though I trust, or simply the word I trust, I trust, I trust. Next, Leo, fire sign. You are burning up, literally from the hips up, flames. Go to the beach, drink a lot of water. Watermelon helps, aloe vera helps. The Mantrista music, Agni, which is for reducing fire. It's a video. It's going to help. The mantra, even though I hate everyone and everything, I love and accept myself, will make a huge difference. What a horrible mantra. No, it's a purification mantra. You are purifying the hatred of everybody and everything from your assemblage of bodies, your aura, your astral body. Just go ahead and do it. And then, if after 5 or 10 minutes it doesn't work, you can stop doing it, but it will work. And then you should keep doing it. Let's continue to Virgo, Earth sign. I see you on a desk and you have all sorts of big pieces of paper, big schemes, and you're working on 3 or 4 at a time. And then you turn around and you're very satisfied with yourself when you go back and you're working on 3 or 4 different big projects at a time. And I think the message here is you need to focus. Don't be so happy because you're not getting any place. So focus on 1 or 2, and then you will see progress. Put away the other ones. There is nobody who has achieved greatness in 3 and 4 and 5 different projects at the same time. It just doesn't happen. The focus is energizing. There's an expression in Spanish that the eye of the owner of a cow makes it fatter, which means that if you pay attention to the cow, just the attention makes it fatter. You're not able to do that with 4 or 5 projects at a time, Virgo. So whittle it down. Libra, air sign. You've got something stuck here, and it's like you want to scream something. So somebody comes to you and says something, yeah, you want to, but it's stuck here. It's like really stuck here. And the words that are stuck there are, I know I've been dumb. I know I've been stupid. I don't know. I don't get it. And you want to get it out of there, but you don't really want to say that to people, but you need to get this out of there because it's actually making you sick. Why don't you do the mantra, even though I've been stupid, I love and accept myself. Even though I've been stupid, I love and accept myself. And breathe into this area, because this is a kind of dangerous area because it connects to this. This connects to evil and the devil. When this breaks, you're very susceptible to the worst spirits. You know how the witches have this very ugly and long? Okay. So you need to do that mantra of purification because you've become aware of something. And in your opinion, you've been stupid. I'm not seeing the other people around you thinking you're stupid, but you feel that you have been. In other words, you've had a rude awakening about yourself. Okay. Purify it. It's magical. And then you'll be able to continue forward. Okay. Scorpio, don't think about it. Just do it. Too much thinking, Libra. Too much thinking. Scorpio, water sign. You're trying to slip away from somebody or a situation. The bottom, your lower 3 chakras are spinning, 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 and trying to figure it out. The top of you is kind of like this. We're kind of okay. But the bottom 3 chakras connected to your life on planet Earth, not your spirituality, whatever. Your physical life, you're spinning, and you are going to get whatever you're into that you're unhappy with, you are going to be getting out of it because you are going to take everybody down with you if they try to stop you, Scorpio. That's your decision. That's it. They're all going down with you. You are not going to stay stuck. I think this is a very good decision because Scorpios, you guys are really strong, and you could take down the planet if you got upset enough. So do whatever it is you have to do. I suspect people will be afraid to get in your way. Just go ahead and do it. Okay? And good luck, Scorpio. Sagittarius, fire sign. Wow, I see this is Nile green, which means throat chakra, truth. You're saying the truth. You're saying the truth. And when you say it, you're kind of like, wow, I just said that? Yeah, you just said that. Maybe you should have said it a long time ago. Then people would have known how you felt. No, you wanted to do things right. You wanted everything under control. Okay. Okay. But you're doing it now. This is good. What should, and the bottom of your feet are Nile green, which is a healing. This is good. I think you'll be moving in good direction. Whatever you're doing, you need to keep doing it, Sagittarius. This is good. Capricorn, earth sign. I see you with a hula hoop. And that's solar plexus chakra, which is the center of personal power, and you're moving it, which means you're exercising your personal power. Nobody is going to be able to stop you, say anything, give an opinion. They can give an opinion, it's going to slide right off. You are exercising your personal power in everything, including what you're going to eat for dinner, because you kind of forgot what it felt like to be able to do what you wanted to do. It's kind of feeling good. And I see you not stepping over people or on top of people. It's just your space, your life. You want to do what you want to do, and you're going to do it. This is good. I'm noticing that several of us, astrological signs, are kind of, and maybe that's why the title of these horoscopes is chaos, because when you have that much change and it's not what because you agreed with your partner, but you decided as an individual, it does create a sense of chaos for everybody else around you. That's what needs to happen today. That is what's going to be happening with the planet. We're going to go into, and we're already into a lot of chaos. We waited too long to make a lot of choices and a lot of decisions and to say a lot of things. And then it's not that it's too late, but it's messy. And that's where we're at. So, Capricorn, continue forward. You're doing good. Aquarius, air sign, kind of stuck. There's the door. You were supposed to have gone out of it. You decided to stay for a cup of coffee, and then you decided to stay for something else. You didn't walk out the door, whether it's work or home or a relationship. And now you're sitting next to the door and you're kind of like, I don't know what to do. I have to do something. I don't know what to do. What am I supposed to do? I think Aquarius, they're air signs, they're mind signs, the most evolved, the most creative. But when it comes to their own life, I don't think that they're that creative. I think that you spend a lot of time looking at stuff and having very valid and good conclusions for what you're looking at. But in terms of your own personal life, it's not a question of looking at. It's a question of deciding what do you want, when are you going to do it, and you're having a hard time with that. So I would do a mantra. Please, God, help me with my intention to know what I want and to do it, to know what I want and to do it. Not just to know what you want, both things. Okay. Thought and motion. Finishing up with Pisces, water sign. I see you bent over tying your shoes, making your feet really secure. And then somebody's upset. They're like this, but you're bent over and you go, okay, okay. And you straighten up and you're doing something else. And all of a sudden you bend down and there's something else that flies at you. And you go, wow, that almost hit. Okay. And then you continue doing what you're doing or in the direction you want to go in. And there's stuff being thrown at you to distract you, to stop you, to change your direction. And you get hit a couple of times and then you go, you don't go anything. You just continue in your path. This is a very good thing. Pisces. In other words, you're so determined that there really isn't anything, including getting hit by whatever's getting thrown at you, that's going to stop you from what it is that you want. And what you want is a liberty that you've never, ever had. You have been controlled by others, or you have been so busy reacting against their control that you've ended up doing stuff you really didn't want to do just to prove that you could. And now you're back to center and you kind of know what you want, but you're giving yourself permission that if it ends up not being what you want, you're okay with that too. You just do something else. So I would say that if you have a Pisces around you, you should back off. Let them do what they need to do because they really need to do it. So Pisces, good luck. And I can see that this will be a week of a lot of chaos, because if everybody decides to deliver their message of, I'm making this change, I'm doing this, I'm not doing that anymore, kind of it leaves you feeling, it will leave us all feeling like, whoa, somebody pulled the rug out from under me. But apparently we, at least many of the astrological signs, really need to do this. So fasten your seatbelt, get yourself very grounded, very rooted, spend a lot of time outdoors, watch only stuff on TV that is very anchoring and that is uplifting or makes you smile, because it might be a rough week. And we're going into election times, and there's a lot of stuff at a national level that is that can make you feel very insecure. And as I tell my followers, it's up to you to use your instinctive knowing when information comes through that's kind of weird. You use that instinctive knowing to kind of feel out, that doesn't quite, like some news that hit in the last couple of days. There's something about that news. And you can read up about the conspiracy, but that doesn't take care of it, because even in the conspiracy, there can be misinformation, whatever. But go to your instincts, which, by the way, the most important instincts are in your heart chakra. So just keep dropping into your heart chakra and seeing everything from there. And you're going to find it easier to navigate these very difficult times that have been called the apocalypse. And you know, all those images, you don't want to fall into that particular hole. My name is Frances Fox, and I hope that I'm your favorite psychic spy. I went through a lot to be able to hone these abilities and use them in what makes me feel good, which is to bring all this extra information, okay? Have a very good week. Love you a lot. Bye.